So in this video, let's understand what is the current problem that the brokerage houses are facing due to the recent SEBI order, and let's take a look at few stocks and also look at what can we do if we are holding the stocks in our DP. So what is all the fuss about? The fuss is all about SEBI making a diktat that you cannot charge, as a broker, you cannot charge volume based transaction charges for clients. So let's understand two things. One is the main revenue source for any exchange is the transaction charges that they charge to the brokers, right? Now, brokers, what they do is, so SEBI currently charges slab rate, so transaction based on the volume of transaction, it's divided into slabs, and let's say broker is charged 10 rupees as an example as a slab rate. But the broker, and there are maybe lower slabs like 8 rupees or 6 rupees. Irrespective of what the exchange charges them, the brokers always charge 10 rupees to the clients, right? So the difference goes into their net profit in their balance sheet. तो सेबी ने क्या किया, इसको बोला है अगर आप हमें 10 रुपीज़ चार्ज कर रहे हो और 6 रुपीज़ चार्ज दे रहे हो ट्रांजैक्शन चार्ज, तो क्लाइंट से सिर्फ 6 रुपीज़ ही लेना है, इरेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ उसने 1 शेयर खरीदा कि 2 लाख शेयर खरीदा. So this is the basic change that SEBI is bringing in. And what does that mean? That means now the net profit item जो बैलेंस शीट में होता था, ये बहुत बड़ा लॉस हो जाएगा from previous quarters for brokerage houses. Now, how have been the brokerage houses showing so much growth in terms of clients? It's mostly because of the zero brokerage on delivery, right? So equity के लिए कोई भी brokerage नहीं था. That was Zerodha's breakthrough innovation that they brought in, and it disrupted the broking industry. We all know that. तो अभी recently Zerodha ने खुद कहा है कि हम लोग अभी ये मॉडल इक्विटी डिलीवरी फ्री हम नहीं सस्टेन कर सकते because of this order from SEBI, because it's a huge revenue loss for them. तो वो क्या करेंगे, ये डिफरेंस को कस्टमर्स को पास करेंगे दो तरीके से. वन इज इक्विटी का ब्रोकरेज डिलीवरी का अभी ज़ीरो नहीं होगा. विल गो बैक टू रिडिकुलस रेट्स विच यूज्ड टू पे बैक इन द डेज 2000s बिफोर Zerodha came in. एंड F&O का अभी जो 20 रुपये का है, well, it's not exactly 20 rupees because it's the cannot, let's say you're trading $1, then it is 20 rupees, right? तो इसका हो सकता है अभी 30 हो या 40 हो, पता नहीं कितना होगा, बट डेफिनेटली इंक्रीज होगा. तो 2000s में हुआ करता था एक लॉट ऑप्शन का 100 रुपीज़ और 110 रुपीज़ इफ़ आई रिमेंबर करेक्टली. तो दिस इज़ व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू एंड अप पेइंग. So definitely as end customers we are going to be at a loss whatever comes out of this, right? So thank you SEBI for that. You are protecting the investors very well. So what if a brokerage doesn't charge? It is definitely not going to be able to sustain its revenues that it has been making. Now अब एकदम से increase करेंगे तो क्या होगा, retail participation कम होगा, volumes कम होंगे, तो brokerage कम होगा. So it is not sure whether the brokerage houses will be able to match the net profit that they were getting from the transaction charges which was charged monthly by the exchange but charged daily to us by the brokers. अभी इनको ये होगा कि नहीं उनको पता नहीं, किसी को भी पता नहीं. अभी जब रिजल्ट्स आएंगे जून क्वार्टर के तभी हमें पता चलेगा कि इसका इम्पैक्ट है. एक्चुअली ये क्वार्टर में नहीं, नेक्स्ट क्वार्टर में, सितंबर क्वार्टर में आएगा इसका इम्पैक्ट. सो लेट्स सी हाउ इट गोज, हाउ दे are going to tackle it and what kind of charges they are going to pass through to us. So that's one side of the matter. Now let's look at the stocks themselves. There are several listed stocks. We have Motilal Oswal, we have Angel One, we have IIFL, and so on and so forth. तो हम लोग अभी दो लार्ज कैप स्टॉक लगे, MIIs and Angel One, और इसका चार्ट देख के let's try and understand where the stocks are headed to and at what rate these can potentially become a buy. Because see, brokerage houses are not going to continue with the hit that they are getting, right? They are eventually going to pass on to the customer. So in the end, the customer who will lose, not the brokerage houses. So people, a large percentage of the traders today are not going to stop trading just because the brokerage was increased. It will be difficult to start with, but chalta hai. In course of time, all this will be absorbed. So current crashes that we see in the price are temporary in nature, but we don't know when they will stop, especially considering that the stocks are at a lifetime highs. So a good correction, this could be potential cause for a good correction. So let's understand which levels to which these can correct to and what the charts are telling us. Right. The Motilal Oswal का chart देखेंगे तो clearly we can see an expanding triangle whose bottom is somewhere around 380 is a third potential point that it can. So 1, 2, 3, sorry, 3, yeah, and 4, and potentially break out on the upside, right? So this is one possibility that we can see. So this could come to this level. So and the previous low is around 343. तो ये टेस्ट करने का बहुत ही अच्छा चांस है, very good chance that this can be tested. We want the brokerages to quantify the loss so that we can arrive at a fundamental target also, but technically it looks like it's gonna hit 370 to 340 और A level hold नहीं किया तो it will probably go back to its 2023 जहाँ से बुल मार्केट शुरू हुआ था. तो वीकली चार्ट में देखेंगे तो so this would be the level that it would come to around 300. So anything below 400 is where we should look for a support to come at this point of time. It looks like it is going to break a lot of support levels. The fall is happening. So let's see where it ends. So from our chart reading, we think that it is going to end somewhere around 370 to 340 for Motilal Oswal, or worst case 300. So what's the best way to track it? Just set an alarm here, somewhere here, right? And then let it trigger the alarm, and then from there we'll start watching for positive candlestick patterns. So the next big stock is Angel One. Angel One by itself has been facing some problems regulatory wise, so let's understand where it might be headed. So there are two possibilities here. One is this can head to 1630 levels if I follow this trend line, right? And if I follow this trend line, it can go up to 1790 levels. So between 1790 levels and 1630 is where we should expect support for the stock. And यहाँ पे एक triangle भी बन रहा है which is taking support at this level. So we don't know whether the downtrend will continue. We need to see. So a triangle का height है almost 1000 points, which is giving a target of around 1297 also. So we have three different targets. We have 1790, we have 1630, and we have 1380. So 1380 seems to be the most value level that we can look at acquiring this stock. Otherwise we need to see a good breakout here. That's another possibility. because if we look at the weekly chart, we might see an interesting thing, and I'm just taking a Fibonacci. So thing is, it is convincingly breaking the 50% retracement. We'll have to wait till Friday, of course, to find out. But till as a time it doesn't close above this trend line, we need to not long in the stock. So if you're holding in TP and they are at some time, this will recover, because as I said, Angel One is not going to go bust not making money, right? They will charge the customers. The charges will be passed on the customer in one or the other way. The Kotak CEO has already outlined some steps as to how they might do it, but then every company different. So once we see that the brokerage announces the changes and increases brokerage, we will see an increase in price immediately. That will be positive for the markets. But again, it depends on also the client acquisition or the client drop rate, how the price will sustain. So expect this to continue for some time, and if you're holding it, hold with patience. If you're holding it fundamentally, I don't think there's a trading long anywhere here so far. So if you're a trader, you would have come out of this long time back. So it's nothing that the chart didn't tell us before. The charts knew that SEBI might pass such an order. Of course, joking, but the truth is that, right? The technicals always account for the news flow. So you can see that it has broken a classic Dow pattern. It is making lower highs and lower lows, and that is continuing. There is no change. So we need to wait for this downtrend to continue, and maybe it will take support here, maybe it will take support here, maybe we don't know that. We will wait patiently and see how the earnings are getting reflected in the next quarter. So at least for one quarter, I would say that I wouldn't be looking at these to be the next quarter winners for sure. The time to look at other sectors is my thinking, and maybe after the results we can look at maybe towards the end of the year again these stocks, how they do. For now, I'm setting alarms in these two stocks at these areas where I might relook at them. That's what I think the charts are telling. Let's see how it goes. I hope this was a useful video in the current context, and it helps making you some trading decisions. Thank you very much, and this is just my perspective. I am not a SEBI registered analyst, and before you buy or invest in the stocks, please do consult your financial advisor who is SEBI registered. Thank you very much, and wish you all good luck. Bye bye.